Hey everybody, I'm Sam Haymart and you're watching Growing Older Gay. I just love that cute little intro. I just had to show it to you, make you watch it. Boom, boom, boom. Today we are doing episode 5 of Surviving Anti-LGBT Politics. And what we're talking about today is choosing your battles. Very important. And the reason why is because the new administration that just took office 2 weeks ago, they're all about flooding the zone with chaos, news. Every day it's something new, it's something different. It's, oh my God, what do they just do now? How are we ever going to fight back against this? There's so much. Where do I start? All of that. That's their goal. That's their strategy. They employed it when they were in office last time, and they're employing it again, big time. And it's scary and it's screwed up. It really is screwed up. So as a person in the queer community, wherever you are in the tribe, it's going to be very important for you and me to be able to really pick our battles wisely and the things that we really throw our energies at to push back on. Now, granted, as a community, we need to be united, and, all of the different tribes, we need to be able to, speak with a uniform voice and push back on all of this stuff, because anything that happens to one part of our tribe happens to all of us ultimately. And that's something that we've covered in another one of our chapters in this 10-part series. But what we're talking about today is on an individual level, the idea that we need to be able to focus on the things that are closest to us, that we have the energy and the ability to really push back on and put our fight into. Number 1 on the list, don't rail 110% on all things all the time. Now that may sound counterintuitive, but we've all seen that person. We all at least have one in our lives that's on social media posting every meme, every news story. They're reposting every angry screed all day, every day. They're just that person that if you want to find out what's bad in the world, you go to their page and you can find out, because they're going blah, blah, blah about it all the time. Honey, don't be that girl. Don't do it. You're not helping yourself, but you're also not really helping the cause. And the reason, because if your page looks like the back of that Subaru that's got all the crazy shit on it with the crazy person driving it, and let's be honest, when somebody sees a car like that, that's what they think of the person behind the wheel. That's what they think of you. You become that crazy person that's just railing and screeding all the time about everything, and the effectiveness of your voice is diminished by that. And so it's very good to be vigilant. It's very good to use your voice. If you have a platform, it's very good to be using it. That's what I'm doing here. But you have to really focus and use your voice wisely. Be the voice of reason. Don't be just railing and screeding and just close a few tabs on your browser. Try to focus what you're into and what you're really trying to say to people down, because if you're the person that's just screaming and yelling all the time, the fact is you're not doing yourself any favors and you're not doing the cause any favors. So be a little bit better about editing what you're saying down and really only putting out there what's most important. Number 2 on the list, focus your actions and your energies on what you know best. We are most effective when we speak from lived experience about things that we have intimate knowledge about, and things that we have lessons we've learned about, things that we've maybe made mistakes around and have learned from those things. That brings depth, it brings reality, and it brings credibility to what we're doing out there. And so if we're taking action on an issue, if we're having a debate with somebody, if we're just sharing with people about what's important to us and how we're affected by what's going on, trying to sort of bring them over to understanding us, it's best if we're really concentrating on those areas where we are most knowledgeable, things that are close to us. And so when we're in that place, it's really best to try to stay in your lane, and you're just going to be more effective if you concentrate on the things that are closest to you and really deal with the things that are affecting the people closest to you, because you have the most knowledge about that. And if you do have a platform in this arena, really lean into that. If you do find this place in your life where you have a voice and you have a platform, dive into more knowledge around that. Learn more so you can become more effective. It's all about finding your space and really moving into it. Number 3 on the list, don't suffer fools. Don't suffer fools. We have all seen the trolls on social media, right? They're out there arguing and just throwing bumper stickers and being argumentative, and they're full of hate. They comment on our posts. We see them out there at the stores. We see them wherever we're at. The trolls of the world. They are the ignorant, the stupid, the uninformed, the hateful, the bigots, all of these people. These are not the people that we are going to convince over to our side of understanding that humanity is a single race. We are all here to love each other and to treat each other with respect. There are people out there that don't think that way, and they're never going to think that way. Don't waste your time on those people if they can't be reached. There's the old saying, don't argue with a fool lest you be seen as one. Just don't do it. And social media is really the primary arena where a lot of this is the context of what I'm talking about here. My best advice there is just block those people, erase them from, if they make posts on your posts and blah, 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 put hate and anger and argumentativeness, maybe religion, whatever it is, just erase that stuff and block those people. Arguing with them is not going to serve your cause. It just isn't. You're not going to convince them. The people who really need to be talked to and our energies need to be focused at are the people who are open, that are willing to be convinced. And that's the great middle that always comes up in elections, right? We're trying to reach the middle and sway them one way or the other. When it comes to, what we do in pushing back and fighting for who we are and what we're about and the rights and freedoms that we have, those are the people we really need to be spending our time on in a reasoned, intelligent, and respectful way. The trolls, the fools, let them be. Number 4 on the list, be an honest broker. What does that mean? Be an honest broker. I work at a restaurant. I'm not a broker. No, what it means is if you're going to be out there competing in the arena of ideas, speak the truth, be willing to admit and concede and to acknowledge areas where your argument might not be 100% perfect. Our ideas, no matter how good we think they are not 100% right all the time everywhere. There are areas that we need to be able to have a conversation with people, especially if we're advocating for our position, our rights, and our freedoms. We have to be willing, if we're having conversations with people, to come down from the perch once in a while and say, yes, those are areas where I understand your concerns, or those are areas that we really need to work on to try to figure out how to make this an area that we can come to agreements on. Some of them actually have some very valid concerns about certain things that, yes, their fear is driving a lot of that, but their hate is too. And so in some cases, they're using what might be valid arguments to cloak, their fear and their hate. And that's a fact. However, if we're better able to articulate some of those things that they're concerned about, why, we're not a threat to them, or that, nobody deserves hate. We need to be able to have knowledge and be able to be honest about those things. So that's what being an honest broker is. Well, there you go, my friends. Just a couple tips and tricks on staying focused and choosing your battles wisely. We are most effective. Our voice is most powerful when we stand on the things we know the most about and that we can be honest about and speak to people who are ready to hear our message. It's really that simple. If we spread ourselves too thin, raging 110% at everything all the time, we just dilute ourselves. We dilute our energy, our passion, and we risk not only burning out, but just becoming part of the white noise. So choose your battles wisely. That's the point here. Yeah, it's really pretty simple if you think about it. So we have a full 10-part series on surviving anti-LGBT politics. We have a playlist right there. You can see all of our content around that. It's growing. As of today, we're at 5. There'll be 10. Subscribe to your YouTube channel. That's the most important thing. Please do that. We are a brand new channel and we need the subscribers. Either way, stay tuned.